Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video. Well, it's exciting for me anyways. It is a first impressions and review of the, actually no, not a review, a first impressions definitely, of the Too Faced Natural Love palette, as well as the Too Faced Love Light Prismatic Highlighters. These are both products that are from their new summer collection, and I was so excited because this is a really pretty palette with a lot of shades actually. And Too Faced bringing out highlighters, I was like, yes please, I have to try it all. So first impressions on the packaging. It is absolutely beautiful. I am in love. This is so pretty. It has like a felt lettering on it, which is really nice touch. I wasn't expecting that at all. So when you open the palette up, it comes with a very large, good mirror. It's a good quality mirror. And when you open it up, you get 30 shades, which is a lot. This is a more pricey palette. It retails at $70. I think it's $69 specifically, Canadian. So yeah, it is a little pricey, but when you look at it, you know what you're paying for. You get 30 shades, which is quite a bit. And the nice thing is they're all wearable shades. So this is the palette. And even though it is pricey, I was able to justify it because these are all shades that I would wear on a daily basis. The only one that I probably wouldn't wear daily is this Bunny Nose shade, like a bright pink. So it is mostly shimmers. I did notice that there's only about 7 out of the 30 shades that are matte. So keep that in mind if you're more of a matte gal. This might not be the palette for you. But I really like shimmers. I really like mattes too. I don't know. I don't really discriminate. A girl don't discriminate against her eyeshadows. I love them all. So it has 30 eyeshadows with 0.8 grams each. The total net weight is 24 grams, which is a substantial amount of product. I really don't think that it's a bad deal for the price. I'm going to give you a few swatches. So let's start out with a couple of the matte shades because the matte shades will obviously swatch a little differently than the shimmer shades. So the first shade I'm going to swatch is this shade called Lace Teddy, and I'm not going to swatch all 30 because that would be a lot of swatching, but I'm just going to swatch like a couple from each finish, if that makes sense. So here is the shade Lace Teddy, and the reason you can't see it, that was probably a really bad idea to swatch that one first. It's literally the same color as my skin tone. That was a bad idea. What a terrible first color to swatch. I'll go in with this shade called Nudie, and I'll swatch that one for you, and you'll actually be able to see it. They are so soft and so creamy. Too Faced mattes are some of my favorite matte formulas. I really like them. This is the shade Honey Butter. It's just a light transition shade, warm color. I don't know, that was a bad description. It's like a really light brown. And that's a Honey Butter right here. Very smooth, very pigmented. I'm really excited about all of this. This is the shade Spotlight, which is almost like a really light neutral yellow. You can see that there. Again, all of these mattes kind of have a similar formula, which is smooth, so that's good. They have a black in here, which I really appreciate, and it's very black. This is the shade Stiletto. If you look at that swatch, that's a very dark black, which I really appreciate. It'll be a really good shade to use as a liner if you're looking for some smoky liner or just to deepen out your outer corner. This is a great matte black shade. Okay, so I swatched a lot of the shimmer shades on my hand. This here is the shade Moonbeam. This is the shade Tickle Me. This is the shade Honeymoon. This is the shade Smokin'. This is the shade Fingers Crossed. This is the shade Push Up. I think Push Up is my favorite out of all of them. I'm really excited to use it. This is the shade Cutie Patootie. This is the shade Poodle. Sorry, I'll have to like turn my hand really awkwardly so you can see that one because I did a terrible swatching job. This is the shade Night Fever, this is the shade Undercover, and this is the shade Chocolate Martini. I wanted to do some of the dark ones as well because sometimes the darker ones are a little chalkier, but as you can see, that is not the case with this palette. So now that I've finished babbling, I think that it was time to try them on my eyes. As you can see, this is the look that I came up with, and yeah, let's get into that and you can see my first impressions on how they perform. All right, so I've already primed my eyes with with my Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I just set that with this matte cream shade called Heaven. I really love when palettes include like a really light cream shade that's matte, so I can, you know, set my primer. That's something I do every single day, and if a palette doesn't have a matte cream shade, then I have to reach for another palette that has one, so that's kind of annoying if they don't. Also, just right off the bat, I'm loving how this mirror can fold all the way backwards, so if I want to show shades that I'm using, I don't have to like cover the mirror or blind people. There's so many options. I literally have no idea what I want to do. There's so many pretty colors. What do I do? Okay, so I have no idea what I want to do yet, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it. I'm first gonna go into this shade here called Nudie, and I am going to just apply it into my transition using a NYX 16 brush. You know, it's my favorite. All right, y'all, let's see how this applies. I haven't used this yet. Okay. Ooh, that's very nice. I don't know what I was expecting. I usually really love Too Faced matte shades, so this is definitely no exception. This is blending very nicely. I quite enjoy that. The only thing about this palette right now is I am very overwhelmed. I seriously have no idea what I want to do. Every time I say seriously, Siri pops up on my phone. Did you hear that? That is so annoying. I think I want to do something a little more cool toned. I'm wearing gray today. Oh, my brow strap's showing. That's not cute. The shade here called Love Bug is really speaking to me. So I think I'm going to use that one. Again, I literally have no clue what I want to do. I'm going to apply this shimmer shade just with a MAC 242, and I'm gonna try it dry first, but recently I've pretty much always been dampening my brush when using shimmer shades, so yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna love it dry, but like, I don't know, I feel like I should try it out first. Oh, that's nice. I think I am going to dampen it just because I really like that intense metallic look, but this is not performing badly dry. So I just dampened my brush with a little bit of Smashbox primer water, and I'm going to go in again with it damp, and oh yeah. See, that's just way better. That color is like speaking to my soul. I love it. It's looking kind of different on camera, I feel like. It's more purple in person, but this is beautiful. OMG, I'm getting really excited. Okay, so since I went in with a darker shade on the lid, I feel like I need to deepen up the crease a bit more. So I'm going to go into this dark brown shade called Makeup and Chill, and I'm pretty sure this is a shade from the Nikki Tutorials palette. I didn't buy that palette personally, so I don't know how it performed in that palette, so I guess we will see. This is a true first impressions. I've never used this shade like this before. And I'm just taking it on a Sigma E36 brush, and I'm just going to place it into the crease. Oh wow, that's nice. Were you guys able to see that? I hope so. Keep in mind that this brush is not dense at all, and it's not meant to deposit a lot of color, but I feel like it's blending very well and it's pigmented. I'm gonna try it with a bit more of a dense brush. This is a Too Faced blender brush. I'm kind of scared. Oh yeah, that's pigmented. Now let's see if it's blendable. It didn't go on patchy at all either, which is really nice. Seems to be blending well. Do you agree? I'm just gonna go back in with that Heaven shade and just kind of clean up. I feel like I took my shadows a bit high, so I'm just going to clean it up and blend it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into the purple lid shade called Love Bug, and I'm just going to add some more because it was a bit lost when I blended everything out. I didn't know I was gonna go with such a deep shade, so usually I would do the darker crease color first. That's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. Next, I'm kind of torn between the shade Kittens and the shade Moonbeam. What to use, what to use. Okay, let's go with Kittens. I don't know, why not? I just dug my fingernail into it. Oh man, that sucks. So I'm just going to go into the shade Kittens with the same flat shader brush. And I'm just going to put it on the inner corner. Ooh, that's pretty. Loving. And I've just dampened my brush a little bit, so I'm just going to go in again with the Kitten shade. Ooh, this is pretty. Next, I'm just going to use a small pencil brush, and I'm going to go in with this color here, I think, called Poodle. It's just a really light shimmery shade, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone with it. Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful shade. It's not too shimmery, so it's not going to be like an overwhelming brow highlight. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I love that. I don't know if you can tell. I'm not like crazy about brow highlights. I don't know, I just prefer having something like a cream matte or white shade. But this is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm really impressed with this palette. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the inner corners too. Pretty! Oh my gosh, I'm really, really excited. All right, so the eyes and face are all done except for highlight. I have no highlighter on because I also bought the Too Faced Love Light Prismatic Highlighter. I got the shade Blinded by the Light because it's the palest one, duh. So this is what it looks like. It has really, really beautiful packaging. I know a lot of people have said that. I haven't even swatched it yet, so here goes nothing. Feels soft. I'm scared to lift my finger up. Oh, that looks nice. It looks pretty reflective. I've heard some people say that they weren't. Just because it's not blinding doesn't mean that it's a bad product for me, and I would still get a lot of use out of it. So this is what it looks like on my hand. It's really pretty. It's like a light champagne shade. So to apply this product, I'm going to use my Real Techniques setting brush. It's the brush that I use with most highlights, so I feel like it's only fair that I use this brush to test out a new one. Okay, so I'm going to just go in and oh yeah, it's there. That's pretty. Okay, my head wasn't turned towards the light, so I was like, that literally just looks like sparkle, and I was really disappointed at first, but no, it's definitely there. Oh yeah, that's pretty. It's subtle. It's definitely subtle. I see what people are saying. I don't think that's a bad thing though. I really don't. You know, not every highlight has to be in your face because I feel like that's just a trend that will eventually pass, this whole strobing thing. And you know, like what if that goes out of style? You know, then people are just gonna be stuck with a bunch of crazy pigmented highlighters that they're never gonna wear and they don't have anything more natural. I don't know. That's just my opinion. So that's a second coat. I'm just seeing if it can build, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes if you apply multiple layers of a product, it doesn't do anything and it just kind of stays the same, but it's definitely buildable. Yeah, that's pretty. I like it. The shade is also really good for me. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Too Faced, because usually I can't find a highlighter that actually shows up on me, but this one does. So that's great that they've catered to really light skin tones. I know that they also have a gold one, which would be good for dark skin tones as well. So I appreciate the variety. So overall, I really like this highlighter. I was a little skeptical at first because it is kind of pricey. It's $38, but you do get a decent amount of product in here. You get 9 grams and the packaging is beautiful and the product is good. So if you are in the market for a really nice highlighter, although this is a little bit pricier, I still think it's a good option. I'm just gonna do a quick comparison between this highlighter and the Becca highlighters because those are, of course, like a cult favorite. So for the Becca highlighters, they retail for $46. So they are more expensive and they are 0.28 ounces, whereas this product is 0.32 ounces. So you get more product for a cheaper price. That being said, the Becca highlighters will give you that intense blinding glow that so many people are after right now. So if that's what you're looking for, maybe I would go more towards that product. So I feel like since this is cheaper, you get more product and it's a good product as well. If you're looking for something that's more on the subtle side that isn't going to make you look like a disco ball, I would definitely consider trying this out. Of course, I want to see how it wears throughout the day. That will definitely affect my opinion on the product. So if you want to know about that, I'll probably put a little blurb about it in the down bar below. So now that I have tried all of the products on my actual face, I'm going to give a final review, I guess, or first impression. I think it's really good. I think it's a very good collection. I'm really impressed. I think it's wearable. I think that it's still fun. Like, I'm still excited to use it. Sometimes when I get some things that are like super neutral, I'm just kind of like, it's not that fun. I still am looking forward to using this palette. I think that even though it's still neutral, you can create a lot of fun looks. You can do like smoky, you can do bright, you can do whatever you want. And it's such a large variety that I think you can still be creative. As for the highlighter, I think it's a really nice one. As you can see, I don't think it's as pigmented as some people were expecting, but I didn't have crazy high expectations because I don't think that a highlighter necessarily has to be the most pigmented thing in the world to be of good quality. Even though this isn't like super blinding and, you know, the aliens aren't gonna be able to see you with this highlight, I still think that it's really good and you can build it up so that it is a little bit brighter if that's what you want. You know, it's very buildable, which is always a great thing in a product. So overall, I would say that both of these products are a thumbs up for me. I am so excited to use them both on a daily basis. I really hope that if you were kind of on the fence about this collection because it's a little bit pricey, I hope that this video, you know, like helped you make your decision because I personally think that they are great products. I think that they're good for the price and I think that they're actually wearable. You know, like if this was a $70 palette full of blue and green shades, I would say, you know, maybe you could pass on it. And the packaging's really nice and I don't know, I'm just all for this collection. I think it's really great. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't already and I will see you in my next video. Bye!